Well, good evening. Good evening, everybody, on this terrific Thursday evening. It's that time again. It's time for another Mocha Moment. And I'm anxiously waiting for everyone to start popping in and joining me. Um, Listen, tonight I want to start establishing my Mocha crew to see who's going to be with me on a consistent basis. And those that are going to be a part of the Mocha crew, I'm just going to ask you to do a few things as you pop in. Thank you, Dr. Pat, for uh, throwing up that greeting tonight. And that's what I'm going to be asking everyone to do. I'm going to be expecting everyone as you pop in that you throw up a greeting in the chat box so that I know that you're with me. I hope that tonight um, our viewers start to commit to being a part of the new Mocha crew. Are you going to be a part of the crew with me? If you're part of the crew with me, give me an indication. Let me know. Hey, I'm in. I'm in the Mocha crew. Again, as you're popping on here tonight, please make sure that you throw in a greeting and a comment. You all are popping in. Joyce, good to see you in tonight. Toya, thank you for popping in on us tonight. Anton, thank you for popping in on tonight. We're going to wait for a few more people to get in tonight. And let's do something else because sometimes I don't know who's popping in from where. And if you're popping in, especially if you're popping in for the first time, or let's just everybody do it tonight. Just tell me where you are viewing from, what city, what part of town, or whatever that you're viewing from as you're coming in tonight. Hopefully, we can reach people all over the city, all over the state, all over the nation, and maybe even we can reach some people across the globe. Jackie, good evening to you. Yeah. Those of you that are popping in right now, I've been asking those who want to be a part of the Mocha crew, those that will commit themselves to hanging with me whenever I come on, being a part of our community. Just throw something in the chat room that tell me that in the comments rather that tells me that you're committed to being a part of the crew. Yeah. As you're popping in, if you're going to be part of the crew, since you want to be a part of the crew, since you're saying you're committed to being a part of the crew, and even if you're just visiting tonight, one of the things that I'm going to require that you do, I'm going to require that you start at least greeting me. And really, I want you to be a part of the discussion. Put in comments. I'd appreciate that. Shell, uh, again, thank you for popping in tonight. I don't think I missed anybody. Did I say hello to you, Brittany? If I didn't, let me say hello to you. Thank you all for throwing up Mocha Crew. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you. Dr. Pats chiming in from South Kansas City. See there, Tracy, I didn't know you were in St. Louis. Thank you for sharing that with me. Denise, good evening to you. Thank you for popping in. Those of you that are just joining us here tonight, just popping in, I'm asking those that are going to be a part of our new Mocha crew, people who are going to be committed to following and being a part of our live post and even sharing it with other people. That's another thing that I need you to do. If you're benefiting and being blessed by what is being shared here on tonight, I shared with somebody else. Pass it on. Y'all know how to do your thing. Let somebody else in on what you're getting in on. If you believe that it's good, if you know that it'll be beneficial to other people other than yourself, you part of the Mocha crew, and the Mocha crew are not selfish people. We believe in sharing. That's why I'm on here tonight, because I want to share with you. I want to be a blessing to you. I want to do whatever I can to add value to your life. And so, Deborah Dangerfield from Marietta, Georgia. down south near where some of my favorite people are. And good evening to you. Thank you for popping in. I know you all are going to be committed to being a part of the Mocha crew. And you might be asking, what is the Mocha crew? Those persons who are committed to following me consistently, to sharing with us anytime we come on, to sharing what's being shared with other people. Y'all know how to do that electronically, and as far as social media is concerned, y'all know how to do that. And so I'm depending on you to make sure that you pass this information, pass the link on, share it with somebody else. Yeah. Y'all give me just a second here. I'm going to give some more people time to get in here. Rochelle, good evening. I know, Rochelle, you're going to be a part of our Mocha crew. So if you're going to be a part of the Mocha crew, throw in a confirmation in the comment. Let me know you're with me. All right, Kendra, good evening to you. Thank you. And again, as you're popping in, one of the things that I'm requiring of everybody that comes on here tonight, that hooks up with me, that logs in tonight, that you send me a greeting to let me know that you are with me. It makes me feel so much better when I can become a lot more personal with my audience. You are a part of my audience, and now you're a part of my crew. And if you're going to be a part of my crew, I certainly want to connect with you. All right. Thank you, Rochelle. Hashtag Mocha Crew. Thank you for that. That's a good way to do it. Throw in a hashtag Mocha Crew to let me know that you're with me, that you're going to be a part of the Mocha Crew as I come to you and bring you whatever it is I'm inspired to share with you on any given evening. All right. Deborah Dangerfield, yes, sir. I consider myself a part of the CWC crew. That's fine too, but I definitely want you a part of the Mocha crew. The Mocha crew. That's where I need you right now. Yeah. Tamara, thank you so much. Thank you. Tamara, where are you from? As you're popping in, if you can tell me where you're viewing from, even if it's in Kansas City, South Kansas City, North Kansas City. Someone just popped in from St. Louis. We have someone in here from Marietta, Georgia. Thank you, Brittany, throwing up that hashtag Mocha Crew. Yeah, we're catching on. I think this thing is catching on fire right now. That's what I need. Man. There you go. Thank you, Jackie. For connecting with us tonight. Tamara from Overland Park. All right. Kathy McDaniel, you're from Olathe, Kansas. Thank you for sharing that with us. Represented out in Olathe. Yeah. And did you throw up a hashtag Mocha Crew? I know you're going to hang with me, right? You're going to be with me? All right. Got somebody from the dot. Antoine, am I saying your name right? I hope I am. Antone, I hope I'm saying that right. Wyandotte, Kansas. Yeah. From the dot, as they say. Toya, thanks for that hashtag Mocha Crew. Thank you so much. I'm so looking forward to sharing with you all tonight. I think it's going to be a real tremendous blessing to each and every one of you as you connect tonight. And I just want you to get ready for something great. Matthew Hutchinson. Matthew, I know you just popped in. I'm asking those of you that are committed to being a part of the Mocha Crew, if you would throw up a hashtag Mocha Crew to let me know that you're committed to being with me and a part of my community as I share with people and do whatever I can to add value to your life. And also, again, as you're popping on, please let me know where you're viewing from. Kendra, right? Yeah, Kansas City North. There we go. Represented up north there. Thank you, Kendra. Appreciate you. Yeah, and don't forget, again, share that link with somebody else. Now, for those of you that may be viewing for the very first time and wondering what is this Mocha Moments thing really all about? Well, this is just a platform wherein I share practical wisdom for daily living. Denise Rowe, representing the Mocha crew in Raytown. Yeah, I used to live in Raytown, so I love a little Raytown there. Thank you for committing and joining with us and letting us know where you're viewing from. Judy Diamond, good evening to you. Donna Stevenson, all right, Mocha Crew, South Kansas City. Y'all got it going on tonight. Kathy Johnson, South Kansas City. Yeah. Matthew Hutchison, Lenexa, Kansas. Deion Sanders, Independence, Missouri. Listen, again, those of you that are going to commit to consistently being a part of the Mocha Crew, I'm starting something new. It's called the Mocha Crew. Yeah, just throw that in the hashtag Mocha Crew. Yeah, Jennifer Lee, Grandview, Missouri. Yeah, that's another thing I'm asking you all to do as you're coming on, you're sending in your greetings tonight. Let me know where you're viewing from. Christine Gordon, good evening to you. Barbara Burris, just sent that hashtag Mocha Crew. Cassandra Thomas, Ron Morton says, sorry I'm late, but you're right on time, because I really haven't gotten started just yet. Y'all flying in here. Kay and Vonda, I'm trying to right tonight. Y'all really are making me feel good tonight. Pamela Stone said, hey, she's going to be a part of the Mocha Crew. Yeah, Christine from Lee Summit, part of the Mocha Crew. Pam is from Raytown in the building. Raytown is in the house. I feel you, Pamela Stone. Like I said before, I used to be a Raytown resident, so I still have a great deal of love and respect for the people of Raytown. Well, for those of you that may be viewing for the first time tonight, again, this is just a platform where I just share practical wisdom for daily living, and just to set the record very, very straight. Um, the wisdom that I share is based upon biblical principles, because I am a born again believer. I'm a follower of the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm a pastor, preacher, teacher. I am a life coach. I am a trainer. I am a counselor. Yes, I wear many hats. Listen, the number one Mocha Crew member is my girl. She just popped in, Lady Ann Cobbins. And y'all know how I get when my girl pops in. Amen. So, again, listen, I got all discombobulated when she popped in. Yeah, that's what she does to me. She just messes me up. She got it like that. But I'm always happy when my wife joins us at any time. She's my inspiration, and I appreciate her a great deal. Y'all keep it coming. And again, don't forget to hit those like buttons. Don't forget to share the link with somebody else. Because that's what we do in the Mocha Crew. We love being a blessing to other people. We love adding value to other people. We're going to spread a little love as much as we can, because that's who we are. That's what we are all about. So again, tonight, I'm going to talk to you about how leaders win and succeed in business and in life through exercising patience. Now, some of you might say, well, I don't have a formal leadership position, but you can learn something from this, because one of the ways that I define leadership, and I think it is one of the most accurate ways to define leadership is nothing more than influence. If you have the ability to influence others, you are a leader in some way or another. Now, for those of you that may not have a official title or leadership position, you never know where life is going to take you. You don't know what God has in store for you, what lies ahead. So I tell people all the time. I just told my Bible study audience a few nights ago that you can learn from just about anything. And what learning does for us is it enhances our knowledge, it increases us in knowledge, it increases us in wisdom, and it gives us nuggets for living. So when you can learn from something, you thereby are adding value to your own life. But then you know that you've learned something when you are able to pass it on or teach it to the next person. So let's jump into our discussion tonight. Let me just share right from the very beginning that I've been in many situations where I've actually had to exercise a great deal of patience with people because people have done certain things that kind of rattled my nerves and can really if you're not careful, if you're really not careful, um, people can really mess up your day if you're not the type of person who knows how and when to exercise patience. It's been said that patience is a virtue, and that word virtue is defined as conformity to a standard of right, morality. It's a particular moral excellence, manly strength, and courage. A virtue is about having valor or a commendable quality or trait. That is the Webster definition for virtue. And the reason why I share that with you is simply because uh, if you really understand the meaning of virtue, you know how important it is as it pertains even now to your success in life. Now, I also read recently that impatience is a virtue as well. But I contend that if impatient is a virtue, it can prove to be a problematic virtue. Now, I know some would say that being patient can prove to be a problematic virtue as well. Yeah, it can. It can get you in a great deal of trouble, especially um, when you are overly patient and when your patience starts to work against you rather than for you. I know that can create a problem as well. But I believe the real uh, difference here, the real issue is how the patience or impatience manifests itself in your life. Because, as I was reading someone's statement with regards to how impatient is a virtue, what they were suggesting was that because of their impatience, they are very eager to be successful. And so they don't just sit on their laurels, but their impatience motivates them to move into doing the things that they know they need to do. And when I thought about that, that makes sense to me as well. But when you're dealing with people, I truly believe that it is more commendable to practice patience rather than impatience. Personally, I find more negative qualities associated with impatience than I find associated with patience. For instance, impatient people can be very impulsive. What do I mean by that? They tend to leap before they look. They just jump right into things. They do things primarily based on emotions and not based on the actuality of any given situation. I say all the time that your emotions can get you into great trouble, and that's the reason why it's so important that you temper your emotions, keep your emotions under wraps. You know, I'm noticing here right now. I'm starting to calm down and settle in to the discussion right now because y'all had me all hyped when we first came on, because y'all was popping those hashtags, Mocha Crew in there, telling me that you were with me, uh, checking in from wherever you were. I was getting very excited. I'm telling you, I was excited to the level of semi breaking out into a sweat. And because I was so excited, I was running words together. I don't know if you all noticed it, but I noticed it, and it seemed like I was starting to talk faster than I was thinking, or I was thinking faster than I was talking. Nevertheless, my speech and my thinking, they weren't on the same wavelength. And because I was so hyped in my emotions, I wasn't quite pulling it all together the way I was expecting to, or the way I typically do anytime I'm presenting publicly. I'm getting my emotions under control. I'm starting to mellow out. I'm evening out my tones, and the flow is much better now for me. And I hope it feels better to you as well. But again, impatient people can be impulsive. Impatient people can be irrational. They have no rhyme or reason for the things they do, just all over the place. They're irrational. They're erratic. You know, uh, impatient people can be irregular. In other words, they tend to do things that are just not normal. That's why they become so impatient with other people, because when people are conducting themselves and acting as normal people and doing normal things, they are in another world, in another space. They have a totally different way of thinking, and they're just irregular. Impatient people can be irresponsible. They throw caution to the wind without considering the cost. And that is so irresponsible. They just do stuff. They don't care what the outcome could be. They don't care if there is a designated outcome that should be. They're irresponsible, and they do whatever they feel like doing, regardless as to who it's going to affect or what it's going to cost them. Impatient people are often inconsistent. You never know what you're going to get with them at any given time. You don't know what you're going to get. Very inconsistent. They can be one way today, and the next few moments they are totally different. Inconsistent people. And I tell you, nothing irritates me more than to have to deal with a person who's inconsistent. I don't want to have to play the guessing game when it comes to dealing with certain people. I feel like if we've had some type of working relationship any length of time, ought to be able to at least have an idea of how you're going to move and operate, especially as it pertains to working with myself and others. If we're on a team, I like to work with consistent team members. But impatient people can be very inconsistent. Thank you, Rochelle, for agreeing. I wonder, is there anybody else out there that agree with what I'm saying to this point? Impatient people can be, this may sound a little weird, but they can be incomplete. What do I mean by that? They hardly ever complete anything. They start fast but never finish. They get all hyped, but because things don't go the way they want it to go, or as smoothly as they want it to go, or they're in a rush just to say I'm done, you know, uh, they just don't complete tasks. And that's not good. And I really don't like working with people who can't ever finish anything. If you're going to start something, you should finish it. Yes, Jackie, I agree with that. They're not dependable. They're absolutely not dependable. If I can't depend on you to carry your weight, to do your part, to finish your assignment, then you're really no good to me as far as um, helping me or assisting me in accomplishing a task. I love working with people who are hard workers, who are consistent, even in their flow, their pace. They have a consistent pace when they work. One person that comes to mind in particular is Will Parker. I love working with Will. Will and I have done a number of projects together, work projects, repair projects, building projects, you name it. We've done it. We work together. And one thing that I love about Will Parker is his pace when he works. He loves to keep moving. He keeps it moving. He keeps it moving. The only time our pace slows down when we're working together is when we have to pause, step back, look at what we're working with, and try to figure out something to see if we need to shift the direction in which we're going with this thing that we're trying to complete. And that's the only time we slow down. And or if we need to take a break for the sake of lunch or whatever we need to do, just to step back and take a break for a minute. But the breaks aren't long. We get right back to it because we realize we have a job to do. We have something to complete. That's right, Sister Tish. Brother Will Parker gets it done. And I appreciate working with someone like that. That's my guy. We roll together, we work hard together, and if we feel like we want to play around a little bit, we play hard together. Yeah, Leilani said Brother Will is awesome. He is, and I can appreciate a person like that. And here's what I really love about Brother Will is that he exercises patience as well. And so that's one of his qualities that's so commendable. And as you can see, people tend to love and gravitate toward people who have that type of attitude and spirit. Impatient people can be incompetent. They seldom know what they pretend to know, which is much more than they think others know. Some impatient people, they tout and they boast as though they know a whole lot of stuff when they really don't know anything. And you might be saying, what does that have to do with impatience, though, Pastor? Their incompetence is based on their impatience with learning. You got to be patient enough to take time to learn some things in order to be competent in the areas in which you work. Some people despise the training aspect, the learning aspect, even out of their jobs. They don't want to be trained or retrained. I just received the greatest confirmation with regards to Will from Rochelle, his wife. She says Will is definitely consistent. Yes, he is. He's very consistent, and I appreciate that. I had to stop and acknowledge that because who knows Will Parker Jr. better than Rochelle Parker? Flesh of his flesh, bone of his bone. And so thank you so much, Rochelle, for that confirmation. And so again, if you're impatient and you don't want to learn, you're going to wind up being incompetent. Impatient people are inconsiderate. They only think of themselves. Wow. Now, I know that ought to make a whole lot of people recoil. Yeah. People that only think of themselves. They want everything the way they want it, and they want it now. Otherwise, they throw a temper tantrum. Now, I'm just going to keep it real with you all. There have been times that people have judged me to be impatient, but I push back on that. I'm probably one of the most patient people that a person would ever want to work with, because I believe in extending grace. I believe in working with people, not working against them. You know, um, I give a great deal of consideration to whomever I'm working with. And please understand, everybody has their moments. You know, um, a lot of people may not know this, and they may not even consider it, but anytime I start to display any indications of frustration with a situation, it's because I have long endured that situation. And when something rises to the level of embarrassing with me, oh my gosh, I still believe I do a great job with keeping my cool. But yeah, I do get a little bit irritated, just like anybody would. And it's okay to become a little irritated with some things, because um, sometimes having a bit of agitation and irritation, um, it can be used as motivation to raise your level of excellence. Now, where it becomes tricky is that it raises the level of expectation that you place even on other people. Now, some people don't want you to have any expectations of them, but if you're assigned to work with me, or I have selected you to work with me, then I'm going to have some kind of expectation, of you with regards to you performing or helping me to carry out whatever assignment that I've asked you to join me in accomplishing or completing. you know. But I always try to be considerate of other people. One of the reasons why I try to be so considerate of other people is that I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. I'll be the first to admit that I'm not the sharpest in everything that I do. You know, there are some things that I'm just not good at. Y'all don't laugh at me, don't judge me right here, but right now I have somebody working with me trying to literally show me the ropes and train me with regards to how to navigate through. Man, if I might be honest with you about this, man, I shy away from posting a lot of times because I just don't possess, or I have not possessed in the past. I have not possessed the confidence of knowing that I'm going to do the right thing when I attempt to post. In the past, I have felt and thought that I was going to surely mess something up, do something wrong, and often I would. But you notice how I phrase that in past tense, because I have someone who is very patient working with me, who's showing me what to do and how to do certain things, how to edit post, how to retract post, how to do it. Some of y'all might be saying, well, that's simple. It's simple to you because you know how to do it. You've been doing it forever. I have not. True confession. I thank God for the staff around me, the people around me, my supporting cast that helps me with all of that stuff. And some of the stuff they just handle for me because they don't want me to mess it up. Now that's true transparency. So again, let me recap the list. Impatient people can be impulsive, irrational, irregular, irresponsible, inconsistent, incomplete, incompetent, inconsiderate, and lastly, they can be insensitive. They don't care how they make others feel. And that's bad. That is terrible. When you're a person that just you do not care how you make others feel, that's just not good. I was listening to an audio book today wherein the author talks about how much better it is to compliment people rather than blast them for doing things the wrong way. And I can relate to that. I agree with that. You help people much more when you can compliment them. We often use the phrase constructive criticism, and some people don't like that phrase, but I personally try to use the phrase constructively critique. You know, you have to be able to tell people when they're not doing something correctly or how they can do it better. But it's the attitude and the tone that indicates either your great deal of patience or your lack of patience. And thereby it determines in many cases how and whether or not a person is going to receive things. So real quickly, let me share with you what patient people look like real quickly. I'm only going to be on here just a few more minutes, and I hope this is be a blessing to you. This is the meat of it right here. Patient people are typically pleasant people. Yes, patient people are typically proficient. They're good at what they do. They are consistent with what they do. They give off the aura that they love what they do. They give off indicators and vibes that they don't mind and they even love working with other people. Patient people are productive. They will produce because they're going to hang with something until they complete the task. And it really takes patience, a great deal of patience, to continue to hang in with something, to continue to work with something, especially when you have a hiccup in the middle of trying to get some things done. If things don't go exactly the way you want it to. You know, I was working with something today, trying to put some things together, and that thing just was not coming together like I needed it to come together. And I worked with that thing and worked with that thing and worked with that thing, and I got it reasonably together. But it wasn't totally to my liking, and I discovered why. It's because what they sent me was defective, but I was trying to make it work. Patient people are typically performers. They're going to show up and they're going to do what they do. How about that? Plain and simple. Patient people are typically pliable. In other words, they're able to make adjustments on the fly. They're flexible. They're not rigid and regimented. Although they believe in following protocol and they follow instructions very well, they are pliable in that they can make adjustments on the fly when necessary. And I love people who are like that. I love working with people who are pliable people. And the bottom line here is um, patient people are preferred. So when you think of all of these qualities of patient people, they're pleasant, proficient, productive performers, and they're pliable. Yes, people are going to prefer them. You can be successful in business and life when you when you constantly exhibit a disposition of patience. When all of these qualities uh, come to the fore, through your uh, disposition, when people can see all of that in you, people tend to gravitate toward you. They're drawn to you. And they want to work with you. They want to do things for you simply because you handling yourself with patience. If you learn to be patient, you can win in business and you can win in life. I'm telling you the truth. I've experienced it for myself. I thank God for the favor that I receive simply because I'm one who constantly exercises patience with other people. Especially even when people know that they've messed up. You extend them some grace, show them a little patience. You you don't have to be that person that starts popping off um, with a contractor or a vendor just because they made a mistake. You know, okay, so what? They messed up your order and they gave you French fries instead of onion rings. Do you have to go back into the restaurant and throw the bag on the counter and start demanding to see the manager? Oh, no, 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 no. I recently had a situation um, wherein I had stopped by Popeye's Chicken, was having a little gathering at my house, and just wanted to pick up a box of chicken as an extra meat. My wife had already cooked an amazing meal, but I wanted to make sure that we had more than one meat to offer to our guests. And it wasn't a slight against anything that Lady Ann had already cooked because, hey, Lady Ann is an amazing cook. I appreciate everything she always does, but she knows that that's my thing too. I try to make sure that we have more than enough rather than just enough. That's just me. And then sometimes me, myself, selfishly, I want more than one meat at dinner. Now, that's not all the time, y'all. Now, don't get me wrong on that. That is not all the time, but there are special occasions when we have a number of guests that I just want to make sure that we don't run out. At least there'll be an alternative if we start to run low on something. But I got this box of chicken and I specifically ordered breast and wings only. Breast and wings. That's all I wanted was breast and wings. And when I got home and I got to doing some things and taking care of some things that Lady Ann wanted me to do before our guest arrived, and I opened the box and noticed that I had breast, wings, thighs, and legs. And I'm like, that is not what I ordered. And it had been over an hour since I had picked up my chicken. I bagged the chicken box back up and I went back to the restaurant and walked in. And when I walked in with my bag, um, the guy that helped me the first time, I believe it was, he must have noticed, okay, there must be something wrong. So he immediately went and got the manager. And I just said to the manager, said, hey, you gave me the wrong chicken. I said, I ordered only breast and wings, and you gave me breast wing size and legs. And I paid for the breast and wings. And she looked at my receipt and she said, oh, I'm sorry. I said, oh, no big deal. No big deal. Even though I had to jump back in my truck, drive back up there and, take time away from my guests to do all of this, it was no big deal. It wasn't like the sky was falling or the world was coming to an end. And I think what happened, she was so apologetic and so pleasant, and I was that way with her, that she said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw some extra pieces in there. I'm going to throw some extra pieces in there for you. And I really apologize. And when she said, I said, hey, thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It was such a pleasant exchange. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this is because I believe that my patience garnered favor. It got me a little bit more favor with that manager. Just imagine if I had gone in there and threw the bag of chicken up on the counter and started talking in this aggressive tone. You didn't give me the pieces I ordered. And, I could have gone in there a little bit upset because I tried calling the restaurant, but nobody would answer the phone. I called several times, but nobody would answer the phone. And so I had to drive up there. And I could have been a little irritated about driving up there. But I didn't become irritated. I remain patient. I come to understand. I know this from experience. People make mistakes. How do I know that? Because I've made mistakes. I remember that one time when I did, for real. For real. I remember that one time. Y'all, I'm messing with you. But yeah, people make mistakes. So you got to show people grace. Be patient. Execute and exercise rather the patience that you want people to show to you. One other quick story, and then I'm going to sign off from here. When I was working for Southwestern Bell as a telephone repair person, anytime they got an irate customer in the area where I was working, they would at times pull me off my job and send me to deal with the irate customer. And the reason why they did that is because I had gained this reputation that I knew how to deal with people, agitated, aggravated people. I remember one particular job that they sent me to. I pulled up to the house. Another repairman had been there. I honestly believe that the Hispanic guy cussed the woman out in Spanish. This is a true story. And after he left there, they decided to send me over there because they needed somebody with a level head and a patient spirit to deal with this customer. And when I arrived, when I pulled up, getting out of my truck, she came out of the house and she lit into me, and she was fussing about that her phone not working. She was on level 10 because she had already dealt with this other fellow employee of mine, and she wasn't happy with her experience. And she came at me, and I just said to her, I said, you know what? I really don't blame you for being upset, because you pay for your phone to work. And when you pick up your phone, you expect it to work. I don't blame you. I said, but if you give me a few minutes and let me check some things out, I said, I'll get it fixed quick, fast, and in a hurry. I do believe I can get it fixed. And I told her, I said, I need to get in your basement. She said, oh, no, no. No, 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 no. I said, well, that's going to be the quickest way for me to find out where the problem is. I said, if you just let me down there for about 5-10 minutes, that's all I'll take. And she finally agreed to let me into the basement so I could check out her phone lines from inside out. And I started my troubleshooting, and I immediately found the problem, traced the wire back to a particular room, walked into the room, hooking everything back up. And I said, ma'am, can you follow me? And she followed me into the room. And I said, you see that phone right there? She said, yes. I said, it's off the hook. She said, no, it's not. I said, yes, it is. I said, ma'am, trust me. I said, what I want you to do is go over there, and before you pick it up, I want you to look at it real good. And it was set kind of half off the cradle, and the buttons weren't fully engaged. All right. And we put the phone down on the hook like it's supposed to be, picked it back up. She had dial tone. She could make her phone call out. Here's how the story ended. Before I left there, she was offering me cookies and lemonade. That's right. She was a Caucasian woman who had encountered a Hispanic male, and now she's dealing with a Black male. And she lived in somewhat of an affluent neighborhood. And knowing the temperament of the people in those neighborhoods, I just used and exercised wisdom and patience. And wherein our first encounter was confrontational from her end of it, it wasn't pleasant. But because I maintained my cool, exercised patience, I went from getting blasted to her wanting to bless me with cookies and lemonade. I'm simply trying to tell you, if you exercise patience, if you put that impatience to the side, it will cause you to have favor with people, and it'll cause you to win and succeed in life. You know, that's all I have for today. That's all I need to share with you tonight. I want to remind you again to look forward to picking up and getting a hold of my book. I'm not just a pastor, I'm a person. Some of that, what I just talked about tonight, you'll find some stories like that in the book that will help you to understand where I'm coming from and where many pastors are coming from, and why we do exercise the kind of patience that we often find ourselves having to exercise with when dealing with people. It can benefit and bless you as well. Thank you again, Tisha, for throwing up there. She threw up the link of how you could get a hold to your copy of my new book. I'm not just a pastor, I am a person. And again, I'm still anticipating my stock of product coming in before Sunday. And if it does come in before Sunday, I'll be ready to allow you to get your copy. And I will be there Sunday signing your copy of my new book. Yeah. I mentioned that on the front end, Sister Angie. They say patience is a virtue. That's how I basically opened up this discussion. Yes, it is a virtue, and when utilized properly and at the right time, it can be a great blessing. God bless all of you. Thank you for your comments of appreciation. If you haven't done so already, commit yourself to being a part of the Mocha crew. Throw up that hashtag Mocha crew before you sign off tonight. Just letting me know that you're in with us, you're rolling with me, and I'm going to be looking forward to you connecting with me from this time and moving forward. Until then, tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a coworker, tell an enemy if you're so inclined to tell somebody. Tell your enemy if you have to. That Mocha Moments, they're going to be rolling out on a regular, and I'm here once again to add value to you, to be a blessing to you, so that you in turn can add value and be a blessing to someone else. Until next time, I simply want to say to you, God bless and good night.